to people needing more help to pay the bills this autumn?
Well, what's very important is we get our economy growing. We unleash investment right across the United Kingdom. I'm here at a whisky distillery talking about how it's important that we back industries like the whisky industry, we get more investment in. That's why it's important we keep taxes low, we unleash investment by changing the rules we have at the moment, which are old EU rules, and we turbocharge growth right across our economy. That is the best way to deliver better wages, but also more jobs and more growth.
Keir Starmer says that Labour would freeze energy prices for everyone, goes a lot further than yourself or Rishi Sunak. Are you failing to grasp the scale of the problem facing households at the moment?
Look, we're still in the leadership contest at the moment. Now, my priority is reducing taxes so people can keep more of their own money, at the same time as making sure we boost energy supply. It's wrong to just keep sticking plasters on this problem. What we actually need to do is make sure we are unleashing more energy, for example, from the North Sea. We're investing in technologies like nuclear, and we're finding more renewable energy as well. We need to solve this problem for the long term.
Do you think your comments about Nicola Sturgeon being an attention seeker have alienated voters? And if you do win this leadership race, will you be able to ignore her?
Well, I'm absolutely passionate about Scotland and the United Kingdom. I grew up in Paisley. I've spent my primary school years there. And what I want is to deliver for the people of Scotland, and that's what I'm focused on.
What can you do to help the people of Scotland in terms of the cost of living crisis and the high price of energy at the moment?
Well, the first thing I will do is reduce people's taxes. We shouldn't have raised national insurance. It's cost ordinary families money. I'd also have a temporary moratorium on the green energy levy to save people money on their fuel bills, and also boost energy supply to bring prices down.
How can you shore up support for the union? There's one poll saying today that whether yourself or Rishi Sunak win, that there'll be a boost for independence. How can you shore up support for the union here?
Well, first of all, we had a referendum in 2014. It was clear it was a one-in-a-generation referendum, and the Scottish people voted for the union, for the United Kingdom. And I'm absolutely committed to delivering for Scotland, delivering jobs and growth and opportunity, working closely with Douglas Ross to take on the SNP who've been failing Scottish people, whether that's on education, whether that's on health, or whether it's on the transport system.
I just want to check about the windfall tax. Do you rule out any further windfall tax on oil and gas companies, and are you committed to imposing the regime that was put in place to tax offshore companies by Rishi Sunak?
I'm not in favour of windfall taxes, because fundamentally what they do is they put off investors into our country. And what we need is we need jobs and growth, we need more opportunities. There are fantastic people, for example, investing in this distillery. We need to attract more of that. If we have arbitrary taxes, that puts off investment and it stops growth in the long term. Thank you very much.
Can I just ask you one more? I've got one question just on Jagtar Singh Johal, who's been detained in India without conviction. UN working group on arbitrary detention says he's been detained arbitrarily and should be released immediately. Should the Indian authorities release Jagtar Singh Johal as called for by this UN panel?
Well, I have raised his case with the Indian Foreign Minister. I do think it's important that this case is brought to justice as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.